I want to talk about the three types of salespeople that matter for your MSP. And I'm going to be covering not only the three types, but also what they typically do, how they perform, and ultimately what gets them to consistently make those sales for your MSP to grow. My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com, and that is what we are going to be covering in today's video. Before I get into the rest of the video, I do have to mention two quick things. One, masterclass down below. There are parts of the masterclass that do require me to be outside. It is freezing. There is some little touch-ups that I'm still working on here, but I promise you guys it will be out very soon. Number two, as always, free Discord link down below. I don't know what you guys are waiting for. There is a fantastic group of people that is ever expanding. So let's get into today's video. Now, we've all heard about sales, talking about sales, and ultimately what makes a good salesperson versus what makes a bad salesperson. Ultimately, you want one of these three individuals in my very artistic drawings to perform for your MSP. And they all have different traits as to what makes them effective and ultimately where they're going to fit into your MSP and who you really should be hiring. Or maybe you already have a team member and you're just trying to figure out where they belong. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. Now, the most common one that I've heard of, I keep hearing, I myself was one of these people, is the hunter. Now, this is my very, very artistic drawing of a bow and arrow and a spear, but a hunter is ultimately going out and looking for clients. They are proactively looking. And that could be anything from cold calling, where they're picking up a phone. That could be, and scary enough, some people don't even know what this is at the younger ages, but they could be picking up a phone. They could be sending out LinkedIn messages. They could be cold emailing. They are constantly out hunting. Think of somebody who is extremely, extremely hungry and wants to go get the best meal. Now, for this case where we have hunters, hunters are really, really good at just identifying who could be a really, really good fit or any kind of fit for an MSP business. Now, this hunter could be significantly better if trained properly. Hunters typically are the fastest. Hey, I'm going to figure out how to go make money for the MSP and I'm going to bring in that money for the MSP. They want it. They show that they want it. And not only do they show that they want it, typically hunters are obsessed with numbers. How much money are they going to make on the deal? How much money is the MSP going to get? What do the numbers look like when the client actually signs up for the deal? All of these numbers, they are super in tune to. Also, on top of that, not only are they going to know these numbers, but they're going to be able to have a conversation with a potential new company that you're going to do business with. And they already have ideas of not only how much are they actually going to spend, the onboarding cost, where they're at in the process, all of the stuff that you would want your dream salesperson to ultimately possess. But not only can they see that number, but they can look at the big picture years from now. And it might be even 6 months from now. What are their upgrades going to look like? Do they need upgrades? Are they going to spend additional money to ultimately bring in more revenue? This is what they're futurizing. I'm going to make that a word, but they're looking into the future and trying to see exactly what they can't sell, where there's a possible need. Servers going end of life, switches are non-gigabit switches, as crazy as that sounds nowadays. They just see all of the opportunity and they might know, hey, a new customer could be a ballpark of, let's just say $3 signs. We'll go with the good old Yelp thing, but they might even see areas where they can find more additional dollar signs even before they close, knowing that a prospect might be a $5,000 a month client or $2,000 a month client, but then they know, hey, we're probably going to get them with 30, 40, $50,000 in upgrades in the next year or two. What's my percentage as well on that? So hunters, in my opinion, are some of the best salespeople to hire. All three of these fit into every MSP out there. It's just the nature of the beast. They are typically the most aggressive. They're going to pick up that phone, call, dial. They're doing all of the sales activities to ultimately bring in a deal. And they're very good at closing. They can go after it, find the person, and start taking down that client. I sound like this is awful, but that's what they really do. They make sure that they get that proposal in front of the right people so they can close a deal. Next is going to be farmers. Now, farmers are almost the opposite of hunters. Farmers are really good at networking. They're really good at talking to people around them, and they're really good at nurturing potential deals. Now, farmers are definitely a bit slower when it comes to the sales process. They are, think about a regular farmer, right? And this is his little rake and some, I don't even know what kind of vegetables these are, but they're growing out of the ground. They are totally fine with planting the seeds, knowing that that company is eventually going to need their services. This is a huge opportunity for most MSPs, especially those that are want to grow but not grow at an unreasonable rate. Hunter might bring on too much business, believe it or not, to the point where you have to pull back the reins, and the hunter does not want that to happen. I know it sounds crazy, but there is a point of tolerance when your MSP is not going to be able to take on new business. This is where the farmer comes into play. Now, farmers are really, really good at identifying potential candidates, and they're really good at just making sure that they're constantly bumping in, rubbing elbows, seeing these people on a regular basis. They know that the long term game for them is big numbers. They're not going to start off with small numbers. They're jumping right through to get to big money, and they're willing to put in the time, the energy, the effort to get in front of those big deals. Typically, these people have a amazing client retention because it might take 6 months, 1 year, 2 years for them to close a deal. That company that eventually hires your MSP through this farmer is never going to leave. They have incredible retention rates where the hunter, they might only get a year deal and that person might find somebody better. They're still great at bringing it in, but there's a third person that is going to help tie this all together. But your farmer is fantastic at looking at the big picture. Hey, this company is growing at a rate of, I don't know, 50% per year. They have 20 or 30 employees. Let's become friends with them because by the time I actually close them, they're going to have 40 or 50 or 60 employees, and they are going to sign up and sign with a smile, putting on that good old John Hancock on the proposal, which is exactly what we want. Once again, a little bit slower, but great for MSPs that aren't racing to get to the finish line and see the longevity. There's some MSPs that are like, let me get as grow as fast as I can and sell. Hunter's going to be your best friend. But if you're looking to create a tremendous amount of monthly reoccurring revenue and you have no plans of doing anything with your MSP other than growing that thing from the ground up, your farmer is gold. They're going to be attending your BNI, your LATIP, your chambers of commerce. Your hunter is going to still attend those, but these guys are looking to get into higher, more exclusive groups to make sure that they're consistently building a pipeline of new people, but really, really good deals that they get to farm and grow over time. They are fantastic for that steady ramp up and growth and hitting those huge customers over time that will never leave. And last but not least, I didn't have green. I was going to do like some gemstones or something like that. We have the gatherer. Now, you might be thinking, well, the gatherer is obviously a hybrid of these two. And that's partially true. And here's the secret sauce with a gatherer. A gatherer is actually going to take on the roles slightly of both your hunter and your farmer. They're going to go out looking for new business. They're also going to cherish their long-term relationships. But the reason why I put a monocle on them is they are fantastic at looking at your existing, and I think I have blue. I have blue. Your existing pool of customers, right? I'm just gonna draw a nice big pool here, throw some ripples in the water, and maybe a little diving board for you guys, right? They are great at looking into this giant pool of customers of who you're currently dealing with and finding, I wish I had green, but finding additional revenue in your existing clients. They are fantastic at looking within and saying, hey, by the way, you guys don't currently have anybody that sells you guys ink. Can we add, could we potentially be the ones that sell you guys ink? Hey, we see that you guys aren't on multi-factor authentication or you don't have some kind of advanced cybersecurity package. Is that something that we can offer and throw in? And they're going to keep adding money. So while your pool of customers doesn't actually consistently grow, the depth and the amount of money that you get out of your pool of customers consistently, and this is me drawing a deeper pool. I don't know if that's actually coming through well, but hey, I'm trying. Building that deeper pool and finding found revenue from your existing customers. They are fantastic at looking within, seeing where there's opportunities, seeing where there's money to be made. They're still going to go out, they're still going to look for those bigger deals. They still want to close stuff. They're not going to be nearly as aggressive as either one of them. They're going to be looking within their business, within your MSP, to see, hey, we can make an additional, maybe you're doing $100,000 a month. They might come in and say, hey, I already found $150,000 or an additional $50,000 of monthly recurring revenue, all from our existing client pool. And they're going to go out and sell your existing clients that are swimming around in your pool of business, right? Little smiley face. But we have all of these people down here that are itching to spend more money with your MSP for getting some additional value. So that's really the cool part about a gather. So to repeat and recap really quick, because I think it's important, hunters, they are super, super aggressive. They're going out there, they're trying to close as much business as they possibly can. Farmers, a little different. Farmers are going to be going out. They're going to be looking for those future huge deals and building that super long-lasting relationship with those customers. They know that it is going to take a while for them to make the money for the MSP, but when they do, that money is never leaving. That customer is going to be with that MSP for 5, 6, 7, 10 plus years. It's not uncommon. And last but not least, a gatherer. Now, you could also, I have different names for all of these people, and I'm even thinking about putting together a little worksheet. And if that's something that interests you of who these people are and their attributes, please leave a comment down below. I'd be interested in if it's something that you guys want me to make. But going through, and this gatherer is going to identify pools of money, making your reoccurring revenue or even project basis bigger and bigger, just because they're going to be able to see where the opportunities lie in people that already know, like, and trust your business. And they're still going to take on some of the roles. They're still going to do a bit of farming. They're still going to do a bit of hunting to grow the business. But ultimately, these guys are looking to just find more money in your existing customers and continuously have it grow. I hope you guys found some value in this. I hope this made it nice and easy for you guys to understand. My name is Harrison Marin from growth-generators.com. I would really appreciate it if you made it this far. Hit that like button, that subscribe button, notification bell, and let me know if this is something that interests you. I have a dozen new videos coming out that I'm super excited about to do with a good bit of sales and all three of these little fake characters that I've made. So, hope you guys found value in this. I love you guys. Appreciate you for always checking this out, and I'll see you guys later.